Hello there, and welcome back to Ilum Radio, episode 32, our doubleheader for the next few weeks until the Bad Batch is finally over. Tonight, the date is March 13th, and we will be talking about chapter 17 and chapter 18 of The Mandalorian. So a lot happened in these episodes. But as always, this is me, your friend and good pal, Dave Barry Menace. And with me always is the cosplayer extraordinaire, Millie. How you doing, Millie? Even though I just asked you that not too long ago.
I'm doing good. Man, lots of Star Wars content this week. I can't really wrap my head around that. So
A lot of Star Wars content at least until March
this
29th.
is related to the Mandalorian, so I will mention this. It's been announced on the Fan Expo social medias that the Armor will be attending. Emily Swallow will be attending Fan Expo Boston in August, and I'm very excited about that. So
That is.
I wanted to save my excitement for this discussion because this is obviously related to the Mandalorian. So, and this is our first time talking about this show on the podcast since this show existed way before the creation of Ilum Radio. So,
It's just good to
yeah.
good to finally talk about it on here. Absolutely. So let's just get into it. Chapter 17, The Apostate. So,
Oh man.
okay. I know I'm not the only one because it was mentioned on the Twitterverse and other social media. But when this episode began with the armor, making the armor for the baby Mandalorian kid, did you not think it was like we were watching Din when he was a little kid?
Yeah, legit the whole time I was watching, I was like, "Oh, cool, a flashback." And then I saw Paz Vizsla looking the same, and I was like, "Well, I guess that tracks because Bo-Katan looks way younger than she looks." So I guess it tracks with Mandalorians. But then when the N1 Starfighter came swooshing down, I was like, "Wait a minute! So this isn't a flashback. This is just a random." Another Mandalorian foundling that they found.
Yep.
And another thing to note is that the paint job on the young foundling's helmet is very similar to the paint job on Paz Vizsla's.
Yeah.
Is that foundling Paz Vizsla's foundling? In a way like Grogu is, but with Din, but
Maybe
with the whole paint job and everything, and considering that the focus on Paz Vizsla was very prominent in some of the shots we saw in that entire scene, and yeah. Also, fun fact: that kid who was the foundling is Jimmy Kimmel's nephew in real life, and is also portrayed the Tusken kid in Book of Boba Fett. So
No
that's
shit.
another interesting fact about the actor. So
that's cool. Jimmy Kimmel's nephew. Of course he is. I got that scene definitely showed how I guess petty the Mandalorians can be, because that
of how culty the children of the Watch are.
But the sea beast, the thing that they freaking were fighting, that
giant alligator.
Yeah,
Sure.
was probably gonna wipe them all out if it wasn't for Din swooping in with the Starfighter and taking it out. Right?
Yeah.
It should have just fucking killed him, and yet still, after that, he's an apostate. They still won't allow him back into the freaking club.
I mean, they're still salty that he took off his helmet, so trying to prove to himself that no, he's a true Mandalorian. He will never take off his helmet.
They're salty.
It's been shown multiple times that he was taking off his helmet in a dire situation. Well, dire situation, and then an emotional with Grogu at the end of season 2 of Mandalorian.
That was a tear-jerking scene, that's for sure, in that season 2 finale.
It really was. I was shocked when he actually took off his helmet in season 2.
There's, because you know how Hallmark releases their Star Wars.
Yeah, their ornaments.
Yep. There's one that Jen got for
Yeah,
me for Christmas.
I have one, but it's not the unhelmeted one. It's
Oh,
it's
nice.
this one.
I got the unhelmeted one where he's holding Grogu in front of him, and like, oh, every time I look at that ornament, I start crying.
Nice.
Just because it's like, oh.
I also have this one.
Oh, that's adorable.
I have so many Grogu merch now. Like, it's not even funny.
That's adorable.
So much Grogu merch.
But yeah, they's petty because I think they're butthurt from two things. One, he took off his helmet, yes, but also that he has the fucking Darksaber, and that he took off his helmet.
Yes.
So like that's like ultra butthurt. It's like not only is your helmet got taken off, but now you own the symbol of our people, and you took your fucking helmet off. Fuck you, man. But I love how he's talking to the armorer, and he's like, oh, so if I go to, like, the caves of Mandalore and I bathe in the waters, that means that by creed I come back. And, like, the way she says it, well, this is the way. Like, yeah, you're back. You just got to prove it somehow, some way. And, like, freaking... I don't know about you, but every time I watch The Mandalorian, it feels like I'm watching a video game. Because, it's like, he has...
Yeah.
Especially after season 2, he has a specific quest that he's going on, his main quest, but then he can't complete that main quest until he does a bunch of like side quests, because like he goes to Navarro, you know, and Navarro looks freaking dope because it's nice little like trading spaceport. Grief is like the main magistrate, and he looks dope, and he has like little droids carrying his cape, which I thought was kind of cool. And he's like, oh, I need IG so-and-so so I can, like, go spelunking, and IG-11 to go, like, investigate his cave. Oh, we don't have IG-11. We have parts of him. Oh, he's still a bad guy. Okay. Now I gotta go to another planet and get robot parts. It's like, can this man just do his mission? Like, can he just do his mission, for fuck's sake? Like, why is it always, like, side missions? I'm not complaining, because, you know, it's content. But it's like, come on, dude. His whole existence is side missions. What do you think of this episode?
Not feel like a side mission at all.
It felt like an appetizer of things to come for this season.
100%. Yeah.
Like especially when they were on Navarro, and Grief is talking to like those pirates, and like Mando's just chilling there by the tree, looking all badass. Like, is there a problem here, Grief? Like, ready to shoot like the pirates and stuff, and they're like, yeah, no problem at all. It just felt like
Discovered something very interesting about the pirates actually that I do want to bring up. So apparently they're gonna be in the Skeleton Crew.
Really?
This is like a setup, kind of like a mini setup for the Skeleton Crew. Very similarly to how Boba and Fennec were both introduced, like in that one episode of Mando Season 2, which did set up Book of Boba Fett.
So Skeleton Crew takes
They're going to
place...
feature those same pirates. It's same timeline.
No shit. I thought it was...
No, this is the same timeline.
Huh.
We've always known that. Same with Ahsoka.
For some reason, in my head, I thought Skeleton Crew was going to be like before, like during the Old Republic, not Old Republic, during the Civil War. I don't know why I had that stuck in my head.
No, they've confirmed it a long time ago that this show was going to take place during the Mando era.
I missed those notes. I fell asleep in that class.
Dave, you're welcome.
Thank you for that. I fell asleep in that class.
Yeah, a lot of articles or a lot of people are talking about how those pirates are going to show up in Skeleton Crew. So, this won't be the last time we see those pirates. Well, I mean, there are some shots in the trailer that we do see them again, but you know, mainly the pirate captain thing.
Yeah,
you're gonna see in the Skeleton Crew for sure.
The Swamp Thing looking guy.
Yeah. Which makes me think that maybe Hondo will show up in that show.
Ooh.
I didn't bring that up in the Bad Batch episode. If you haven't watched the Bad Batch episode, I did bring up Hondo a little bit, but now I'm thinking, since Hondo does live like way past until like the Bat 2 era, like Resistance era, like it's possible. I mean, he's still doing pirate stuff on Bat 2, doing all the smuggling. So
we could see Hondo in this. I mean, but no, like, yeah, That makes I could see him and Skeleton Crew. That makes a whole lot of sense. Huh.
I mean, we did see a lot of his species also
That's true.
in
We
in
did.
that whole. I don't think Hondo's a part of that. I feel like pirates in general, like Hondo will just show up.
Oh, hey, Griff Karga, how are you? It's your old friend Hondo. I have a job for you. I don't do those jobs anymore, Hondo.
Bonus points of Jim Cummings voices him, and some actor does the suit
The body.
performance, body performance. I mean, he's able to do that for the ride, so why not, right?
Oh,
Voicing for the ride.
before I forget, because I texted you right after I saw it, space whales.
Oh, Purgles, you're right.
We got the Purgles, the space whales.
I was right. I was right about an Ahsoka, not an Ahsoka. I mean, yes, an Ahsoka tease, but also a Thrawn / Ezra tease. I was right about that, and I'm very happy that they teased us with that. So
Yeah, big time. Ahsoka tease. So okay, so we saw the Purgles.
Right.
And in the last time we saw the Purgles was in Rebels.
Rebels season finale, series finale, actually.
Series finale. So yeah, you're right. The Ahsoka tease, which says,
how was I right about that? That we're gonna get a tease.
Not only that, but that definitely means that whatever Din's gonna do on Mandalore involving Bo-Katan, that means Ahsoka is definitely be a part of it because Ahsoka helped.
I swear to God,
Bo-Katan back in the day.
Grogu sensed Ezra Bridger when he saw the Purgles, because like he can sense other Force sensitive beings, like he did with Luke. Good God!
I mean, he legitimately got happy and like waved at them when he saw them when they were like in the Starfighter. So yeah, I think you're right. Like what? Was Ezra riding on them? Perhaps, probably not. But
with Thrawn
on a saddle.
Woo! Yeehaw!
But yeah, we got the Purgles, which is freaking dope. And that was like right before they went to Navarro, I believe.
Yeah. Let's talk about Navarro, shall we? Since we're already on that topic.
It's really nice out there now. Like, really nice.
Yeah.
Like,
I wasn't expecting to see Grief Karga with cape droids.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
That was really funny to see.
It was a nice little detail that wasn't necessary, but I am so glad they did. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like he would have
Leia
cape
has
droids.
hair droids, so I guess there are droids for everything now.
That's true. That is absolutely true. Yeah.
So, man, I can't wait for cosplayers at Celebration to
Oh my god.
integrate like those cape droids into their costumes now for like anything with a big cape.
Yep. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. That would be really cool. We got to see not only one Babu freak, but like other two of his species.
Anzellans, you mean?
Yes, them. I never knew the name till now, so.
Okay, so. I mean, one of them could be Babu Frick, but I mean.
I could have sworn one of them said Babu.
I don't know, man. Could look at the character list for this episode, but
I'm looking at it right now. I think you're right. I don't think they were Babu freak at all.
just a species.
Bust of Karga falls on IG-11's head. Later, Karga invites Jin to bring the deactivated IG-11 to several Anzellan droid smiths, who he describes as some of the best of the galaxy. However, the Anzellans are unable. Yeah, it doesn't say it's Babu Frick at all, but it's a species, which is cool.
Yeah.
Hey.
Ad baby.
So, Jen did this to me, and I thought it was kind of funny. But so you know how Grogu picked up one of the Anzellans, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all that goes down, and Jen looks at me and she goes, "Do you think Grogu was about to eat him?" Like,
Oh God.
right? Like, you think he was about to eat him, or was he just holding him?
I
I'm
mean,
like,
he is willing to eat anything at this point, so.
and I'm like, I don't know. Like, because she was asking me, like, do you think he wants to eat him? I'm like, maybe, or play with him. But like, you're right. Like, he is willing to eat almost anything now. So like, but yeah, cool little scene. I love how in the scene, like, Din is basically like sitting all hunched over, like in their garage, and the Anzellans are just like working like a normal garage because for them it's like normal sized, like whatever, wasn't bad for them. But yeah, we got the dog pirate, the dog fights with the pirates, which is pretty cool. We got to see like how the starfighter does, and then he went to go visit Bo-Katan, like at the end of this episode.
Yeah, that was really cool to see. I wasn't expecting to see her this early, honestly.
Same. Like, and right on her throne too. Just
Yeah.
What I also love, I don't know if it was in this episode or even the episode next, but I love how. Actually, no, it was both episodes. I love how Din is teaching Grogu how to be a Mandalorian. Like, he's teaching him how to read maps and how to know his way everywhere and how to do this and how to do that. Like, he's teaching him like how to be a legit, like, Mando, which makes me wonder, because the internet is like saying, oh, what's Grogu's first words gonna be, whatever. What if his first words happen to be, this is the way, or he says it backwards like Yoda, the way this is, or something.
I mean, I don't think he'll speak backwards because we've seen Yaddle speak normally.
Fair.
Yaddle's the same species as Yoda, so I think Yoda is just crazy in the way he speaks.
Fair, I agree with
how
that.
he was raised. He was probably raised differently than the others, so it's still a big mystery on Yoda's species and Grogu's species, so I mean, who knows?
This is the way. And the other like, so he's teaching him how to be a Mandalorian.
His first word could be Mando. I mean, like Dada, but not Dada, but like Mando. I don't know.
Maybe Mando.
It could be Dada.
Dada.
It's just to be more like emotional, I guess.
Yeah. But I do, because we see it, and let's just jump, because like this like episode 1, the apostate goes. I don't want to say it's quick. It gives us a lot, but again, it's like an appetizer for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? Because not much. We get a lot of story, but not too much happens in it. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty cut and dry. He, like, Mando, he saves the other Mandalorians from the crocodile beast. Talks to the armor, says, I'm going to do the water thing. She's like, all right, cool. Then he goes to Navarro, talks to Greef Karga. And Greef wants to give him, like, a plot of land because, reasons, which is pretty dope. Which that's probably where he would retire after this is all done, back to, like, Navarro. And then goes to visit Bo-Katan, and it all goes pretty quickly. And he's teaching little Grogu how to be a Mandalorian. It's nice little, that the breadsticks before the main course of what the Mandalorian is going to happen. And then we get into chapter 18, The Minds of Mandalore. And we're back on Tatooine. Because, not that I'm tired of seeing Tatooine, but this fucking series.
Also, like, you completely missed that we got to see IG-11.
Oh yeah,
resurrected.
Go Terminator, yeah, for a little bit.
Terminator for a bit, because he wanted IG-11 to go with him to Mandalore, but that was an unsuccessful thing, so he went to Tatooine because of that, and he got R5.
Yep, the beloved R5. I love how we get to Tatooine, and
full circle moment for R5, if I may say so myself, because I was originally going to go with Luke on an adventure, or go with Luke. Mm-hmm. He probably would have, like, I don't know,
not made it.
He almost went on an adventure with Luke, but I guess
Hmm.
ended up didn't because he blew his motivator and stayed on Tatooine. But now he's going on an adventure with Din, so it's a big circle moment if I say so myself.
And probably a more dangerous adventure with Din, possibly.
Yeah,
Because at least
yeah,
Luke had the armor of the Millennium Falcon around him, and
yeah.
Han Solo, and then later on he just had more stuff to his disposal.
But he was also the co-pilot of his X-wing,
Hmm.
which is also dangerous. So, or should I say, just as dangerous? Because yeah, that.
Fair,
So,
fair, fair.
but at least he was force sensitive, so I guess that make things a little safer, but not really. I don't know.
So one thing you did just remind me about with like IG-11, which just goes to show like how diesel and strong like these IG units are. It took a lot to kill him. Like they had to drop like a
Yeah.
freaking statue of grief on IG-11 to stop him. Like they're unloading in this bastard and he just wouldn't stop. Like fuck, he wouldn't stop. Like I knew IG-11 or IG units were pretty diesel, but that's pretty. That's diesel, dude. That is fucking diesel, man. um,
Hmm.
But I love how.
Yep.
So now that we're on Tatooine, I love how it just starts off with Moto, like basically just grifting this victim of a speeder, like this little Rhodian guy. Like she's like, oh yeah, I can replace this, but it might take me a couple months to get the parts and yada yada yada. Like as soon as it starts, she's ripping somebody off, which is so great for her character too. Um, and she tells him like what 2 months, I think. Hang on. Yeah, she's like, I would have to order them mid rim and estimates the repair for 2 months. Um, and then like the next scene, she just like whistles like to her Jawas and they bring like the actual parts the guy needs, which is great. Like she just grifts the like fuck out of people. Um, what were your thoughts on the scene?
About what? Sorry.
It's okay. Moto basically like ripping off like the Rhodian, like at the beginning of the scene when they show up on Tatooine.
Oh, I don't know. When I mean, when I saw the Jawas with the necklaces, it reminded me a lot of Mardi Gras in real life. Of how we celebrate Mardi Gras. So like, they're whatever they're celebrating on Tatooine is like our equivalent of Mardi Gras,
I think it's
which
called.
is kind of funny.
Yeah, I think it's called Peli. No, 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 no. Bonta Eve. Hang on, let me see what that
Bonta
is.
Eve, yeah, Bonta Eve is their Mardi Gras. So
Bona Di Bon Bunta Eve was an annual holiday and festival celebrated on the desert planet of Tatooine during the last decades of the Old Republic and the time of the New Republic. It honored the rise of Bunata Hestalik Shadu Ru to godhood. In most Isley, it was celebrated with fireworks. Cool. I guess it disappeared during the time of the Empire. That's interesting. Makes sense, but interesting. Anywho, yeah.
makes sense because we don't see it. So
Yeah, true. Um, I love how Grogu's basically doing like Jedi flips now.
yeah, because he learned it from Luke. I was like, oh, I remember that episode of Book of Boba Fett.
Yep.
And when Pelly was like, where did you learn how to do that? I was like, Luke taught him.
Yep. He
Which makes me think if we're ever gonna see him again, probably not, sadly.
who Luke?
Yeah. I
We
mean, Ezra and Ahsoka could technically still train him
That's if he
if he
accepts
ever
the
meets.
training.
I mean, like, he technically trained, like,
But like
I don't know.
he gave up on the training though. Like Luke was training
Yeah.
him and then he gave him a choice. He's like, you can either A,
Yeah.
go the way of the
I'm
Jedi,
saying if Ezra trains, yes.
trains Grogu.
Yeah. In the ways of the Force, so not as a Jedi.
Oh, true.
Because like, we don't know if Ezra fully decided if he wanted to be like a full-on Jedi or if he just wants to just be force sensitive and have the powers of the Jedi, but not be a Jedi. You know what I mean? Like kind of like Ahsoka.
No, you're right. That's a thing that people
Because we
can
don't
do.
really know I don't know Ezra's fate.
Right.
Because in Rise of Skywalker, if you remember, like when we hear all the Jedi voices, we hear Kanan and Ahsoka, but not Ezra. So
That's true. That's
we
absolutely
don't know
true.
we don't know if he wanted to become a Jedi or not. He probably won't at this point.
Oh, how come they just couldn't make Ezra Snoke? That would have been fine for me. It would have been weird, but it would have been fine.
Okay, I remember those theories when after the Last Jedi came out. Like, actually, no, this was like TFA era theories, like with people like, oh, Ezra's Snoke, but good lord, those theories were ridiculous.
I miss that age, that era of Star Wars. I really do. I miss the theories and like before everything got like super polarized. You know what I mean? Like I miss those days where it's like, who the fuck are these characters and what's their point? Like, you know, who do they belong to? What's their like? Oh, I miss those days so much. Anywho, Mandalorian. Um,
Talking about Snoke again, my goodness. Anyway,
he was such a good character. I liked him so much. Anywho, General. So yeah, my whole point of this rant was like Pele Moto just likes to rip people off, and it just started off with her ripping somebody off, which is fantastic. This poor like well dressed Rhodian who just got ripped off because his parts got like grifted by the Jawas, and she's bringing them back. Excuse me. So yeah, how do you feel about seeing the destroyed Mandalore now that we saw it again on live action? Like the ruins of Mandalore.
I mean, I somehow knew that it wasn't entirely poisoned, like, because I think there were some shots in the trailer where we see like Mandalore
Fair.
somehow, and people like walking on it. So I wasn't expecting those caves to be on Mandalore when we saw that in the trailer.
Same.
But
I didn't expect that either. Yeah.
I thought it was on like Tatooine or something, or like some other planet. But nope, Mandalore. I don't remember watching the Mandalore episodes of Clone Wars in Bad Batch, but I guess it probably would have hit harder if I did. It has been a while since I saw those episodes, so
Sometimes it's something we should probably do. Like now that I'm saying it out loud, but like I just wish like there'd be an episode guide before watching certain episodes of The Mandalorian or even The Bad Batch. Like, oh, because this is in it, you should watch this episode and this episode to get an idea of like what this is. You know,
they would have to do it after the episode comes out or a few days after just to avoid spoilers.
fair, very fair.
So,
You know what? We'll do that because no one else will. Maybe someone is doing it. I don't know. Like, let us know if that's something you want to see in the comments.
if I have time, sure.
Okay. So we're in the caves, right? And like Din is like, you know, basically like jetpacking down and stuff. And we find all this old Mandalorian armor. Excuse me. We found like all this like old Mandalorian armor, and freaking all of a sudden, like, what in the Horizon Zero Dawn? Like this giant spider thing comes out and takes like Din away. Like this weird freaking like so when that weird spider creature came out and it was actually being manned by like a biological entity on the inside, for a split second I'm like, there's no way in fucking hell Grievous lived. There's no way. Yeah, there's no way in hell.
When I had the same exact thought. I was like, "There's no way that's Grievous. It's too late in the timeline to be Grievous. Like, good lord, like, no."
And not only that, how do you make it from Watapu to Mandalore? Like,
Exactly.
what did he ride on to get there? and it's like somehow Grievous has
Fergal.
returned. Like
Fergal.
exactly.
Space. Somehow.
But yeah, dude, that thing was like freaky as all hell, man. Like,
I know, yeah. I wasn't expecting him to straight up capture Din.
and then it's like sucking his blood out for like some type. I love that. So the little caveman thing that Grogu basically force pushes out. I like that had a description, or that had like some type of history, because like Bo-Katan says it to him, like, oh, they used to be on the outskirts of the city, yada yada, right? But I love how there's no. I mean, I'm sure it's on Wikipedia. I don't want to do it to myself, but I love how there's no explanation really to what that thing is or what it was doing. We just can only assume. You know what I mean? That it was capturing him. It's sucking out his blood because of like reasons and shit. And yeah, like I love that it's not explained at all. And even on Wikipedia, the description is Din is captured by a mechanical arachnid with organic eye, and that's it. That's all we got. Mechanical being, yeah. There's really no description of what it is on Wikipedia yet. So I love how, and I hope they don't just tell us what it is, because I like the mystery of like what it could be. You know what I mean? But yeah, so what are your favorite parts of this? I mean, I know haven't covered everything, but what are your favorite parts of this episode?
Bo-Katan saving Din. The Darksaber.
I had a feeling you would say that.
Because, my god, this is our first time seeing Bo-Katan wield the Darksaber in live action, and I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's happening. Again.
Someone Go ahead.
I wonder if that means she reclaims the Darksaber, because she technically won a battle with a Darksaber in hand.
But she has to win it against Din, though. Right? Like, aren't you supposed to win it in combat against the person who has it?
I guess. I mean, I always thought, oh, if you win in battle with the Darksaber in hand, then you win.
Fair. I mean, that could be their way around it. Someone on either Twitter or Reddit pointed out that the way she killed the arachnid creature is how Obi-Wan kills that mantis thing in the arena at Geonosis.
Attack of the Clones?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Very similarly. Like, cuts like... I mean, granted, it's arachnid thing, so first thing you go for are the legs, but...
It's probably like a type of combat thing that they probably both know. Probably just coincidence.
I mean, Obi-Wan spent a lot of time on Mandalore. You know, there's a huge episode arcs for that.
He was a Mandalorian in disguise, yeah?
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's very possible that they kind of just, kind of went with it, maybe.
And he did sort of kind of have romantic relations with Satine, so...
Exactly.
And I'm surprised she hasn't been brought up at all in live action. I guess the death of Satine is a sore subject for her, so...
It is.
Which makes sense.
And her sister's been, was murdered over 20 years ago, so I'm sure it's still kind of sore. But because of the Jedi. So, I'm sure she's, super sore about it. Do you think... Because I kind of saw it the way, Bo-Katan was looking at Din... Do you think the two of them will possibly, I don't know, maybe hook up and become a thing?
Oh God, I mean, enemies to lovers thing is not a uncommon trope we see in Star Wars. If you think about it, because we get Han and Leia, Anakin and Padme, technically, if you want to count that. Rey and Ben.
Yep.
That's all I can think of. Yeah. Four main ones. Yeah, three main ones.
So, I mean, the way she was kind of looking at
Uh,
him, and she did kind of save his life and stuff. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Like,
she was willing to save his life for some reason, but
cause like she didn't want him like she didn't want him in her throne room anyway. At the end of like episode or chapter 17, right? And then he sent Grogu back to the planet just because he was captured, and
also the fact that he legit straight up said, "Go get Bo-Katan," and he thought about her.
it's the closest ally, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
Because she does say something very interesting when his starfighter lands, when it's still when Grogu's in it, and she's like basically says, we're gonna get rid of this guy once and for all because she just has nothing to do. She wants nothing to do with him. And then little Grogu pops out with his little flip, wah, and like lands on the ground, and she's like, "Oh crap, where is he? He's in trouble." That's when she's like, "We gotta go save him." So did she do it because she saw Grogu by himself? And she's like, "Oh, we gotta go save Din," or could it be something else? Like I don't know, man.
too early to tell, honestly, but there was a legit moment where I thought she was going to take his helmet off and do CPR.
Same, same.
But I mean, it just cut off right then and then when that episode ended. So I mean, it could happen next episode,
Fair. That's very fair. I honestly,
or could happen off camera and we just can't see it. So
I would rather see them two hook up than see Deidre and what's his face hook up.
and
You know what I'm talking about? Like,
yeah, Deidre and
what's his fucking name?
what's his name?
People are screaming at us in the comments right now. I already know. God damn it. Hang on. It's going to bother me now.
Look it up. Look it up.
I hate when I get too excited and I can't freaking type. Cyril Karn. That's it.
Cereal. Yeah. Yeah. Rhymes after cereal. Anyway.
I would much rather see like Din and Bo-Katan become a thing rather than like Deidre and Cyril. I would much rather see that.
I wonder where their relationship will go in season 2, but that's another topic.
Yeah, so that's another topic. Well, mostly because like Cyril was such a freaking like neckbeard. He was like a milady. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You can't tell me you haven't met a guy like him at a con, like just would not leave you the fuck alone. Like you could I would no. I'd rather no. Rant over.
He's the definition of cosplay is not consent.
Yes.
The literal definition.
Absolute. I totally agree with that.
Quote me on that and post it.
I'm gonna do that right now. Like, hang on.
Oh my god.
Hang on. Hopefully I don't misspell it like I did last time and have to redo it over and over again.
Please check your spelling before posting. I can't believe I just came up with that, so.
It was good. I liked it. It was really good. If you guys made it this far and you're watching me create this tweet, please comment down below and like the tweet. That's the only thing I hate about like iPhones. It tries to like correct it. It's like, no, it's a name. Don't correct it. Cyril Karn is the definition of cosplay.
The literal definition.
Is the literal definition of cosplay is not consent.
Triple check that spelling. Because I will notice if you misspelled something.
Cyril Karn is the literal definition that cosplay is not consent.
Literal definition of cosplay is not consent.
Thank you. Okay, Cyril
My
Karn
direct quote.
Cyril Karn's literal definition of cosplay is not consent.
Don't forget to do -Millie helper or ME_. Yeah, whatever. So I get a notification.
Cyril Karn is a literal definition of cosplay is not consent. At me, Halpern. All right, it's going live. It's live. Again, folks, if you saw it, if you made it this far, like it, because it helps the channel a lot. Did you expect at all to see a mythosaur in this episode, or ever in live action?
Oh my, okay. So when I was first, sorry, I'm just looking at the tweet. So when I was first watching the episode, because it was like so early in the morning, I was like already half asleep. So I was like, huh, that's interesting. And I didn't even know it was a mythosaur until people pointed out. I was like, oh, that's huge. So yeah, this was the first ever appearance of a mythosaur, general, which is huge. So
Yeah,
I'm very disappointed. I completely glossed over that whole scene. So my reaction probably wasn't as big as probably 90% of the fandoms, but yeah.
I'll admit, my face exploded when I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, it's a mythosaur! Like, because we've only seen, like, as fans, we've only seen a mythosaur in Legends, or non-canon now, or expanded universe, whatever you want to call it. That's the only time we've ever seen mythosaurs. We've never seen one in live action, so it was really amazing to see. And then, the episode ends with possibly, Bo-Katan doing CPR on her lovely Mando. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on this episode fully?
That ended on a, I don't know if I would call it a literal cliffhanger, but it did end on a cliffhanger. Like, it just cuts off there after Bo-Katan saves him from basically drowning.
Definitely, like, it's still Din going on a side quest. I'm not saying it's filler. It's just, him going on a side quest to do... No, it's his main quest. Sorry. I love seeing the ruins of Mandalore and of everything live action. That was, like, really nice and interesting to see. Bo-Katan, I have a huge crush on Katie Sackhoff anyway, so seeing, like, Bo-Katan go apeshit with the Darksaber was fucking awesome. And I loved, like, a little, like, personal, like shield that would pop out, or like little tiny like energy shield. I thought that was cool.
We saw that last season too.
That's right. I forgot. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and in other animated appearances she was in. So.
But yeah, it's But yeah, it was really a really good fucking episode.
I'm also interested to see where not only Din's character development goes, but where also Bo's character development goes, because I feel like we're seeing both of their character developments at the same time.
Right, fair. There's something so I was watching the Academy Awards last night. Trust me, it's related. And they had a commercial for The Mandalorian, episode streaming now. And they showed Bo-Katan's ship on Mandalore being chased by TIE fighters flying away.
Really?
So that might be what happens in the next episode. Possibly. Like her being chased out by TIE fighters, or the Empire's the Empire's there for some whatever fucking reason on Mandalore.
Huh.
Yep.
Is there a clip of that on YouTube somewhere? Is there a TV spot thing?
Let me find it, and I'll see if I can put it like when I edit. I want to edit it in, and I'll send it to you. Hang on.
Because I have not seen anything about that on the internet.
The Mandalorian Season 3 trailer.
Maybe look up Mandalorian Season 3 Oscars TV spot? Because that's what it's called, right? A TV spot, like, during, like, the Oscars, so...
Oscars.
Or was it in the trailer? Like the TIE fighters.
Hang on. Mandalorian season 3 Oscars. One month ago. Hey, I'm looking at like a preview of something really quick.
Mando Oscars TV spot. Okay. New Star Wars, new Mandalorian TV spot revealed.
Aha! It's actually found it.
I found Star Wars Newsnet's article about it.
Hang on, let me just switch scenes really quick so people don't see.
What is it called? Because there was another one called Redemption. It has Perchik in it, so interesting. Okay, let me both watch. Able to share or no? You can't. Okay, I'll just watch it up by myself.
It's right at the end. Go to, and I'll link this down below, friends. But it's right at the 20-second mark, around there when it starts.
20-second mark. Let me just watch the whole thing because I haven't seen any TV spots from this show, so. I also have subtitles on just in case.
I mean, maybe it's not Mandalore. Maybe I'm just like assuming it is, but it's her ship being chased by TIE fighters.
Alright. 20-second mark is not.
Give it a second.
To see.
Maybe it's like 22 or 23.
Oh wait, hold on. Okay. Okay. It's at the 23-second mark. That does not look like Mandalore. It looks like what's that planet from Andor?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That planet where it's Aldani?
Aldani, yeah.
This planet looks like Aldani to me. I mean, this could be another new planet that we don't know of, but those are definitely TIE fighters. Don't think that's Mandalore though. I don't know. It's
maybe
too
it's
early
not
to
Mandalore.
tell.
Maybe it's her, the planet that one of the moons she's on, where she was in her throne.
It
You know, what
could
I'm
be
talking
one
about?
of the moons. Oh no, yeah, this could be the where Bo's throne is, where they're trying to maybe return. This could be Bo fighting off TIE pilots.
Mm-hmm.
The same planet her throne is, because that does look like the same planet.
Yeah, so it could be that, but that could be what the next episode is. Her being, well, yeah, I'm just assuming, but it could be her being chased by, you know, like these TIE fighters as she goes back to her world.
Yeah. Wonder why though?
Moff Gideon escaped, or he's sending people. Because remember, what's left of the Empire, they still want Grogu.
I want to see this other TV spot that I found called Redemption.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Sounds like a title for this week's episode. Like Redemption, you know. This was posted by Star Wars Newsnet on March 9th, which was not too long ago. Also, like, I just want to look at. It's also 30 seconds long, so bear with me.
Sure.
Let me link also this one. Oh, come on, paste. Hopefully it works.
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay, shot of Perchik on. I don't know if it's like Coruscant or Chandrilla. It could be Chandrilla.
We've never seen Chandrilla yet.
And it's the birthplace of the Republic, the New Republic.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got a shot of the armorer. Actually, that might be from the first episode. Oh yeah.
Closing thoughts on this episode, if any, other than it's pretty kick-ass.
I'm looking forward to see where this show goes, because we're only 2 episodes in.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
I honestly don't know where this is gonna go. It's interesting. It's one of those shows where you don't know where it's gonna go. Because, like, we have a big time gap in between this and the events of Rise of Skywalker,
Mm-hmm.
so...
Filoni did say, I think, not only Filoni, the other guy, what was his name?
Jon Favreau.
I think they did say, like, they didn't really have an end plan for this. They just want to see where this series goes. And it may not lead into too much into the sequel trilogy at all, allegedly. But only time will tell.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, because the show is so huge now compared to how it was in 2019 when Season 1 first came out.
Like, and it's something you brought up in the previous episode with the Bad Batch and how, like, it's just as good as live action or, like, other shows. The Mandalorian definitely has more universal appeal, you know, because there's people who got into Star Wars because of the Mandalorian.
Yeah, exactly.
And they didn't get to it necessarily because the Bad Batch is mostly for us, like for fans that love the Clone Wars. That's what the Bad Batch is basically. I mean, anyone can love the Bad Batch. I'm not saying it's only solely for like us, like fans like us, but we're the majorities of the ones watching it, the ones who grew up with the Clone Wars or love the Clone Wars. Whereas the Mandalorian is has that more universal appeal, which is why it's so damn popular.
Same audiences that say watch the films.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to do any predictions. You can if you want, but I don't want to do any predictions yet for the next episode.
I mean, we don't, obviously with the Mandalorian titles, we don't know what the episode is going to be titled, so we can't really predict off of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can see, like, directly after, like, maybe, like, the very beginning of next episode, we'll see, like, Din and Bo having a talk after what has just happened, and maybe, like, they'll both learn about each other, as well as Mandalorian culture, because in a way they both technically don't know much about Mandalorian culture. Especially after what Bo has seen underwater.
Right. I think I do want to. I want to say she takes his mask off in the next episode, and sees what he looks like.
God, I hope so. I mean, she Kinda already did in the season finale of season 2.
Oh, that's right. Because he took his mask
When
off for Grogu.
he took his helmet off for Grogu and saw Luke with
Yep,
his mask off, and Bo was there.
that's right.
So she does know what he looks like. He's. It'd be kind of ironic if she did take his mask off in the Mines of Mandalore, though.
Yeah.
Because it's defeating the whole purpose of his whole thing.
Oh, just get back in the water again. It's fine.
No. No.
It's fine. You can do it again. He's already there. Might as well. On that note, friends, that's it for our double episode premiere for tonight. If you like this episode, please like and share and leave comments below. If you want to find us on other social media, you can find us on Twitter at Ilum Radio, Instagram at Ilum Radio, and TikTok at Ilum Radio. If you want to send us any show idea, please send us an email to ilumradiopodcast@gmail.com. If you guys want to find us directly, Millie, where can they find you again?
You guys can find me on Twitter at me_Halperin and Instagram at Millie_Halperin.
If you guys want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at TheBeardedMenace, Instagram at DaveBeardedMenace, TikTok at DaveBeardedMenace, and also twitch.tv/DaveBeardedMenace if you ever want to hang out on a live stream. Anyway, guys, that is it for us. That is our end of our double episode premiere. Let us know what you guys think. Leave comments below. Please share. And as always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the Force be with you, friends. Peace.